welcome to the PowerCast Live every Tuesday with you. A very exciting show. Eric and I, Gene, Max, and a very special guest, Carolyn Phillips with Mixology Mixers. We are very excited to have her on the show tonight. As you know, follow us on all our social media. Today we have with us Carolyn Phillips in about 4,000 people watching, which we're very excited to see and join with us. Go to our YouTube channel, please. Type in Team Powerhouse Sells, hit subscribe, watch us every week. You can follow us on TikTok, Team Powerhouse Real Estate, Instagram, Facebook. We have, help me out, Eric.
Twitter, Anchor.
LinkedIn, Live, Restream, Anchor.
Facebook, did you say Facebook?
Google Podcast.
Did you say YouTube? Google Podcast.
We're on YouTube, Google
Apple
Podcast, Apple Podcast.
Spotify.
Listen to us in the car, absolutely.
Yes.
We're in about 20 different places live every week, and then we do a replay on Saturdays, which is pretty cool. Thank you so much for joining us, Carolyn Phillips and their TikTok sensation over there. Looking forward to having a great show. Carolyn Phillips, everybody, is an amazing woman. She has a company called Mixology Mixers, where she actually sets the stage in your parties like you've never seen it had before. You've always wanted to have somebody to hire for an event. You've now found the right person to join you and your family and friends in all kind of events. So before we start with that, let's get to know Carolyn a little bit. So Carolyn, where are you from?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, I am very impressed with how many places you are, and I feel like I have to go out and do some work on my social media after this. But I am from Rocky Hill, Connecticut, so I'm about a half an hour away.
Excellent. And in Rocky Hill, you're very centrally located in Connecticut, depending which way you want to go. Hartford or Scott,
Exactly.
give it a jump.
Yep.
Massachusetts, you're about an hour and a half from New York.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you are very centrally located in the state to going one way and the other. I'm sure you've traveled a lot in your business.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons I do like staying in Rocky Hill, although don't know if I want to stay there long term, but it does give us access to, because we work Maine, New Hampshire, Boston, Mass, New York, a little bit of everywhere.
Fantastic. So let's get to know a little about you personally. So you're from Rocky Hill. Where'd you grow up? In Rocky Hill, or where'd you grow up?
No, but I've been in Rocky Hill for about 20 years.
Okay.
Went to college originally in
Where'd you go to school?
Quinnipiac. Graduated with a degree in organizational leadership.
Well, and you are a leader today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And you went to Quinnipiac, which is around the corner from us over here.
I loved Quinnipiac, best business school ever. I graduated in 2019, not that long ago.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was a part-time student forever, always a lifetime entrepreneur, but a part-time student on and off,
Mm-hmm.
and I finally got my degree at Quinnipiac.
Congrats.
Fantastic. Great school at Quinnipiac University. Big shout out to Quinnipiac University. So what was your first job coming out of school?
So my first job and my first livelihood was always fitness.
I could see that. Anybody who's seen Carolyn, by the way, you've got to watch her TikTok. What is your TikTok station, please, for everybody to know about?
It's Mixology Mixers, just like my business name.
Get on to TikTok. That's how I found her. Mixology Mixers. Mixers. Sorry, my voice.
Yep.
And I will tell you, she is hysterical. And you'll see how physically fit she is. So going back into your background of, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I know you don't know this about me, and it's funny because I haven't really discussed it in a long time. A lot of people now see me as a bartender because I've been doing this for about 3 years. I did it when I was younger, then I got back into it. But prior to that, my whole life was owning fitness centers, private personal training centers. And I was always an athlete. I was a state and junior Olympic gymnast.
Wow.
I was a state and national bodybuilder champion.
Wow.
And I also raced mountain bikes professionally.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a background.
Yes.
And physically
How-
fit on top of that.
Yes.
And in order to be in your business, you're on your feet a lot.
Yes.
And you're picking up some.
Absolutely.
She came in here with these coolers and boxes, like it was nothing, just picking things up and throwing things around.
Yeah.
And obviously on the go all the time, you've got to be very physically fit.
Yeah.
So that comes.
We take about 2 hours to set up, and we're constantly lugging. I mean, it's amazing the amount of work and effort we do just to get that party out there. So I usually feel kind of guilty about not working out, and then I think to myself, oh, I just did 12-hour day.
You're working out every day, all the time, in every job you're doing, mind
Yes.
and body, because you're bending over, leaning this, picking this up, wiping this. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very physical. So background, did a lot of gyms. How long were you in the gym market for, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I got out of the gym industry probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and partially because I was just really burned out.
Yeah.
But the industry for fitness has changed a lot over the years. Back when I was in my heyday, I was kind of like the only show in town. We were a boutique. We were personal training. I remember people saying, how are you going to make money at that? We did extremely well. But then now, you have online programs, free programs, $5 drop-in programs. I kind of saw the writing on the wall, and I was getting a little bit tired. So I thought, okay, it's time for me to move on. So I got out of the fitness field probably about 4 years ago.
And how did you end up in the bar business?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
did
totally the opposite,
Did you have
right?
bartending experience in the past? Did you do it in college? Is it like, how did it get to bar business?
Yeah, well, when I was first, like 18, 19, back when you could drink.
Yes.
Anybody remember that? So I did bartend when I was younger. And when I got out of the fitness field, I was going to take some time off and figure what was my next step and what was my next strategy, what was my next career. I said, I used to bartend. Heck, I'll just go back and do that, pick it up like that. The problem is that this industry has changed drastically because it used to be a shot and a beer and a glass of wine and a vodka tonic. And now it's all this craft ingredients, flavor profiles. So it's super exciting. It's a super exciting field. So I got back into it. And one day somebody said, you should do mobile bartending. And I'm like, what is mobile bartending? I literally did not know. So right before COVID, about 3 months before COVID, I opened.
No kidding. Timing, huh?
Yeah.
Seriously. You go into a position where you want to be around people and they shut you down.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
Well, because you haven't established your brand, you haven't established your market, you haven't established your connections. So at that point, I had actually done pretty well for the first 3 months. I was kind of surprised. I thought to myself, ooh, I think this could be something. It was at a point where I didn't know whether I was going to do this because COVID. Everything was shut down. I literally could not work. So my friends kept saying, Carolyn, hang in there. I think you got something. So I did, and then slowly but surely we've come back. And this year, not the first 4 months, but from that point on, parties have been just booming. And this industry, again, has changed for the better because of COVID. People have found us. Now they can, go to their backyard. They can host a party in their house.
Absolutely.
We bring everything right there. So.
But more than that, I mean, just the cabin fever of the last 2 years.
Yes.
People just want to get out and get social again.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
Let's talk more about that. So when you have a party, how many people come with you to the party to work with you?
It's going to depend on the size of the party.
And you
Yeah.
do parties on all different kind of sizes. So how small to how large would you say?
Yeah. I mean, most of the time we don't go less than 30.
Yep.
Because it's not really cost efficient maybe to some people to have us there. But we've done parties as many as, when we were talking about this earlier, a convention that we did, it was 4 days and it was about 4,000 people. We've done parties of 200. Well, a lot of weddings. Weddings are big and big right now.
Huge.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch up.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about,
Yes.
you got weddings, you got bar mitzvahs, you've got parties, holiday events, you've got business parties. This is somebody you want to think about hiring for your event that's coming up 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year from now, even 2 years from now. You want to call her up, sit down, talk about the event you're going to have, where it's going to be held, and what she's going to do to make this party amazing. Now, you've got a few drinks you're going to be making today with us.
Yeah, definitely. I brought some really cool stuff.
Let's talk about some of the drinks as I kind of throw questions at you, if you will. So, because the exciting part is watching her make drinks, by the way. I watch her on TikTok as in my feed, and I can't wait to see what she's going to do next. But go ahead, I'm so sorry. So what's the first drink we're going to make today?
You know what? I'm going to start out with an old fashioned.
Oh,
a
one of my
whiskey old
favorites.
fashioned.
That's a little old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it is one of the very first drinks that, first drink recipes that was out there.
No kidding.
And I'm going to put a little spin on it to make it a smoked old fashioned.
Love it.
And the other reason I wanted to do it is because old fashions are now back in style. So they were out for a long time, but it is amazing whenever we go to a party, somebody always offers an old fashioned. And we do a lot of signature drinks, many times consisting of the old fashioned. So you know what I did? I didn't bring the right glasses. They're right over here. So you want to grab those for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's actually these right here. So grab 4 of those. So what I'm going to do today is...
So how do you, in advance, how do you determine what the drinks are gonna be for that event?
So with the customer, I will literally go over a menu with them.
Okay.
And everybody's is a little bit different based on the type of food that they're gonna order, based on the type of party that it is.
It's a good question.
And who provides the alcohol? Do they
They do.
provide it to you? Okay.
They do. So there's 2 ways, and here's what I'm gonna do, is I'm going through this, I'm gonna start preparing, and I'll give you a few
I missed the
ingredients.
question. Yeah, so when you're having a party,
Yep.
the host has the alcohol, or you bring the alcohol?
They have the alcohol, and the reason being is we have a general liquor liability. It allows us to come in and serve, but we cannot purchase. We do not have that kind of a license.
Okay.
So in order to have that kind of a license, you would have to have a brick and mortar, and then you have to go through a review process with the state.
Okay.
But our customers love to buy their own stuff, because what that provides them the opportunity to do is buy whatever they want, as much as they want, and a lot of the liquor stores will take back whatever you don't open. So you know, for parties, especially big parties, you have to over order.
Yep.
And this way, if you don't open the bottle, you take it back, you get your money back, or you keep it.
But you have to tell them a specific, like, they may go lower end on a gin or a vodka.
Yeah.
You
and
kind of have to tell them,
Yeah.
don't get the Beefeater. Sorry, Beefeater, I'm not knocking you, I'm just
Yeah.
using it as an example,
Yeah.
you know? Don't get the Beefeater, get the Finlandia, or, something along those
Or
lines.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
gin-
surprisingly, especially for weddings, people will say to me, I really know nothing about alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's nice, because I can then kind of guide them in a direction. Okay, what is your budget?
Right.
So anyways, so with our old fashioned, I'm gonna make a classic old fashioned, and now there's all different kinds of ways to make old fashions. And depending on the venue type that you're in, like if I'm in a small house party, I want to razzle dazzle people.
Absolutely.
Right? If I'm in a big wedding of 150, I can't be doing that.
Right.
So if I'm in a small party, we're going to take these 2 cubes. Now I'm doing 2 cubes because I'm going to make 2 drinks and divide it amongst the 4 of us. Is
Yes.
that
Right.
okay?
Absolutely
That's fine.
perfect.
Okay. All right. So you'd throw your 2 cubes in there, and if we were trying to do something quickly, we would want to do it with simple syrup. Okay, because it already breaks it down.
Okay.
Now what you're going to do is take your bitters, and this just adds a layer of flavor to this.
What kind of bitters are these? Are these like flavored bitters?
That's a great question. Now that's, again, it used to be 1 bitters type. Now there's all kinds of bitters. This is a nice bitters to go with this particular drink, but you could get orange, cherry, anything you're interested in. And I'm going to do probably about 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We really want to douse that sugar. Now, we're going to muddle this, which means break it down, because we don't want a lot of sugar in there. But I'm going to throw, this is a little trick, I'm going to throw a little bit of club soda in there, because it'll help break down that sugar a little quicker.
Huh.
Now, you don't have to, but just for the purposes of today, I'm going to. And then what
Is it
we're
the
gonna-
carbonation that breaks it down, or?
The carbonation, yes, it's going to
Okay.
help break that down a little bit. You know what, the other thing I'm going to do is have you grab some ice out of there. And I should have had this ice prepared. Bad bartender. You're going to have to grab it, open it, right? And you know what, just grab one thing of, there you go. All right, so once we get that ice, we're going to throw that in there. First of all, what we're going to do is, this is what's
Like
called a
this,
muddler.
to make it for more.
That's perfect. That's good. That'll work. So, whoops, sliding there. We're gonna get in there and muddle that. I'm gonna try and break that ice completely down. You can see it breaks down nicely with the club soda. If I didn't put that in there, I'd have to spend a little bit more time on that.
Huh. So the cubes of ice, the bitters, and a tiny bit of club soda, breaking it down, easy squeezy.
Yeah, yep. Then we're gonna just add in our ice. Now, the bigger your cubes, the harder your cubes, the slower it's gonna break down. So depending on your dilution of how you want that to taste, that's an important feature, okay? What I'm gonna do is just set this here. Now, we're gonna do, this is my board, it's my flavor board, so if I'm at a party, this is great. I have walnut, oak, maple, hickory, and cherry.
Oh, sorry, the camera can see it. So we have
Only I
again,
can see it.
so over here, it's, we got walnut, oak, maple, hickory, and cherry in the end. Got it.
Yep. So, the guests can come up and they can say, I want a cherry one. We could also add some herbs and stuff that I could fire up, or cinnamon, so we can add whatever. This is just adding another flavor element. And super easy, I'm gonna make my walnut over here.
Now, the camera can't see this, but this is pretty cool if you can see this or not.
Too bad if you can't. So I'm gonna just hit that, it's gonna build up flavors in there. I'm gonna make an oak one, which is maybe not as interesting. Can you see that? Just a little bit. Well,
We got fire.
we got fire. All right. Cherry is one of the most popular, obviously. Once that board gets too,
Did Jen say yes to the fire is the question?
somebody's gonna get in trouble?
It's all good. It's all good. No smoke alarms here.
All right. And then, you know what?
Sprinkler system.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Any questions out there while people are watching?
No.
All right. You
I
got
am going to say that she could put the bar in bar mitzvah though.
definitely bar and bar mitzvah. How about on Instagram over there, Johnny? Can you see Instagram?
No questions.
Okay.
Wait, maybe people on mine
And
are
by the way,
asking
over there on
something.
TikTok Nation for Mixology Mixers, any questions out there for our friend Carolyn?
No questions, but Toolman 319 says, "Go Carolyn."
Awesome. I love Toolman 219. I know exactly who that is. Anyway, so here we are. We're getting that smoke in there. That's just going to infuse a nice odor into
Wow.
the drink. And where did that?
I smell it from here.
Where did my? Ah, there we go.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
moved
Did I
some
move
conservative-
that or did
No,
you?
I did because you went to the fire. I'm under the
This is
fire.
embarrassing.
I apologize.
Thank you very much.
Sorry about that.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the jigger. All right. So do any of you know what these are called?
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity. You have some background.
Yeah, I went
Eric.
to bartending school.
So this side is called your jigger. It's about 1 3/4 ounces, and this side is called the pony, and it's about 1 ounce.
Okay. Oh,
All right.
pony. And how many did you hear?
About 1 3/4 ounces.
Okay.
All right. So if I were just doing one of these, I would do about 2 ounces.
Okay.
But since I'm going to make 2, I'll do like 4 ounces. So
If my wife's making a drink, it's probably going to be 8 ounces. She has a heavy hand.
now, one of the things we had talked about the other day was consistency in taste. You went to a restaurant, you
Yes.
got a drink, it tasted great. The second one didn't taste so great.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I went and got to this great restaurant, I'm not gonna mention the name, and the first drink that came out was an old fashioned with the orange bitters. Loved it. It was phenomenal. And then it came back out again the second time. It had more of a red or a cherry flavor look to it, and the flavor was completely different.
How
Obviously,
does that sound?
I was not actually. I was very disappointed with the second drink because it was 2 different drinks from the same bar. So I went to the waitress and said, "What exactly is going on? The 2 different people make the drink." She said, "Yes."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm sending this drink back. I want the same person with the first one
First
because it
one.
was that good."
Yeah, well, that's an important point in a restaurant. Your bartenders need to know what the ingredients is. It's like making a cake. If you're gonna, you have calls for a cup of sugar and you put 2 cups of sugar, it's gonna taste completely different. And
Absolutely.
with all the complexities of the flavors that we use now, it's really important to be using the same amounts and the same thing. Okay, so now I'm gonna have you get the ice cubes out of that right there. There we go. Okay. So when you're stirring this and you're preparing that, that is a 30-second stir. All right. Now these are large tubes. These are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You'll see these in the restaurants now. Basically, what we're going to do is pull that up. You saw the nice whiff, and you can smell that.
So each drink's gonna have a different flavor to it.
A little bit of different flavor, yeah. And typically, I would have these all out and ready to go, and I wouldn't be manhandling them.
That's okay.
You don't
can-
mind. The alcohol takes away the germs, right?
Absolutely.
So we're gonna throw one of these in each.
I love the smoke off the
Isn't
wood.
that nice?
I have to get one of these for the house.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference in the world.
They have like domes. They have all different kinds of
The smell of
smokers.
it. It's what it. Wow.
It's fabulous. So if you're at a party, it's wonderful. All right, now this is called your, go
Where
ahead.
can you buy this wood though? That's a very unique piece of wood. You have different flavors on it.
I bought these on Amazon,
Really?
and this wood is $60.
Wow.
And you can only use it as much as that burn area allows you to. So now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take, this is called a Hawthorne strainer, not that it matters, but that's the name of it.
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne strainer, and basically it's just gonna help us to eliminate any ice that's gonna come through there. You guys, is your mouth watering?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeans is. Jeans over here moaning.
Yes, I am.
He's an old-fashioned kind of guy.
Well, I
so.
drink Manhattan, so.
He begged to be in the segment.
Absolutely.
Yes, I did.
So there's a
He
difference.
doesn't normally do the podcast, but this one.
That's
he
what
wanted
I
to.
Couldn't
wanted
wait to get on here,
Who's
absolutely.
that mixologist? All right, so then the last piece to this, and again, this is more of an original recipe. A lot of times people will do the maraschino cherry, not maraschino, the Luxardo cherry. They'll do a lemon slice. There's a lot of different variations on this now. But so what we're gonna do is just, this is called expressing. So we're gonna get some of that
Citrus.
citrus. We'll do a little wrap around the outside, and we just kind of dump that in there. So same thing, we just want to get that opened up. A little bit for everybody. Okay, this, just so you know, what I used is a very popular Woodford Reserve. It's got a honey vanilla base to it, a little bit of a fruity flavor. So some of your bourbons are really a little bit more harsh maybe. This is nice for the general public. Another thing that you can use, a lot of people, if you just don't want it quite so smooth, is you can go into a rye, which is a little bit more dry and a little bit more earthy. So it really depends on your flavor profile. Here we go.
Now each one of these drinks have a little different flavor to them because of the smoke.
This is the cherry.
The cherry you got, and I got
You got the walnut.
Walnut.
I got the oak. I got the boring one. Nobody gets that. And I think you got like a hickory maple kind of mix. All right.
Samantha?
cheers.
Oh yes, cheers,
Salute.
cheers. I was just going for it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Smooth.
Oh, and I can definitely smell.
Right?
Yep,
Yes.
I can actually have the like walnut like flavor to it,
Nice.
almost like back end to it. How about
Yeah.
the cherry and Eric?
Gene, you're supposed to sample it, not chug it.
That man after my own heart. Would you like mine?
Yes.
I was gonna say.
I can finish off anyone else's. You know.
Wow.
So yeah, another thing that you could add. Anybody want a little cherry or no?
So I happen to like the cherries a lot. I almost finished the drink though.
Mine was smoked
Yeah,
mushroom.
and you know
Yeah,
what?
I
It
know
might,
what's
it
not
might
to-
be
I'll-
too sweet.
yeah, I'll-
So
I'll-
it's sticking. But you know what? Again, you don't need the cherry. But these days, a lot of people love the cherry. So we could just kind of pick this up, and you can see it's a heavy syrup. Oh, you'll taste that.
So here's
There
a
we go.
question for you. Because I've noticed that you've used
You know what the
black
heck-
cherries. So are these different from the maraschinos?
Yeah,
I know
those-
this one's definitely
Oh.
sweet.
Those are cheap and processed
Yes.
and sugary.
These are the best
I
cherries.
love
Yeah.
these. I always request these.
You know, I have a
Yeah, these are
Manhattan, by
great.
the way, and they put a cherry in the Manhattan, right? Sometimes I'll say drop a little juice in there because there's a little sweetness to it. It's probably like the normal thing to ask for, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
good.
This is delicious. Can you taste the vanilla? Kind of the
Oh.
vanilla base to it.
I definitely taste
No.
a lot of yumminess over here.
It's very smooth.
This is one of Eric's favorite bourbons, by the way.
Here,
Not one of.
be my guest.
Thank you. I'll pour that right in there.
As a matter of fact, I was in bourbon country last October. Went to Woodford. What an amazing experience. What a beautiful place. And I'm going back actually with a couple of buddies in March. So excited. Gonna hit all the bourbon. And we always go to Woodford, of course.
Nice.
There's so many great places. Have you been to bourbon country before?
I have not.
I recommend highly make it a trip. It'll be an amazing experience for
Well,
you.
you'll have to give me that information because I'd love to
Absolutely.
try that out. You know, that's
So-
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's a fun thing for people to do to understand again. Like I said, the creativeness and the expansion in this industry is just amazing. And to go and support some of these places is a fun thing to do.
It was something that when you go, I didn't know much about bourbon other than drinking it like we do right now, let's say. When you go there and they teach you how to drink it, how to taste it, how to smell it, you go to these rick houses and you see how the barrels are made, and
Yes.
it is mind blowing.
Yes.
The experience of drinking the bourbon now is a whole different level.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Seeing that Gene's on his second one already, how does a bartender know when to cut somebody off?
Well, that is a very good question, and it's a hard question. question.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Because Gene will fool you. Gene will come up to you and get his
And
15th, and you'll be
that's
like,
true too.
this guy's got a hollow leg.
Yeah.
He does have a hollow
Yeah.
leg.
Well, okay, so here's a good thing. All your bartenders should be certified, tip certified.
Yes.
And also hold general liquor liability. And what our responsibility is to kind of monitor and make sure that people are drinking responsibly.
Of course.
It is one of the hardest things of the job.
I will say he's pretty
You're not
responsible.
invited to my parties.
No. He's pretty responsible. He's never falling down. He's a smiley, happy guy.
No, he stops right before that.
Yes, on my own.
He's actually really good about it. I mean,
Yeah.
Gene's a great guy to have at the party. Just know that you'll have to bring more to your party because when Gene's there, he can drink. It's all good.
Yes.
It's all good. All right, so
I turn it.
an amazing old fashioned.
Okay, good.
I love the wood. This is such a great experience to have this for the public to see what they could see. They'll watch it later on too. For your people on TikTok to know who you are and what you do and how amazing you are. If they've got to get a chance to be at one of your parties, I'm sure they know. What's the next drink you're gonna make tonight?
Okay, so the next drink, and again, I brought another one that is very popular on the list, making a comeback, is espresso martinis, which is one of my favorites. I
Oh, wow.
absolutely love. So I think I'll get rid of this wood, and let's get rid of this ice.
That's definitely. I have to buy one of these flamethrower,
Okay.
the flame things, and this wood flavor. Thing.
Put that over here.
Thank you,
All
buddy.
right, so the next thing I'm gonna work with, and all of these are prepared a little differently, so I like that, different techniques.
Yes.
And this, we're working with our Boston shaker, all right?
Should we put our glasses on the different tables.
Yeah, because
I'll
we're
do
gonna
that.
work with martini glasses for this one here. Why don't we
Give
do
this one
that?
to Gene later.
Check his pockets.
All right,
I'll help you guys
I
out.
think we are good to go. So for this one,
I've never had a martini, by the way.
Really?
Not in any way, shape, or form.
Really?
Not
Never
apple
espresso?
martini, not your regular martini.
Not an espresso
Never
mart-
had a martini before.
Oh wow! When we go out, Val and I, an espresso martini might be the first drink we get. We go out for two reasons: one, the taste, and two, it gives you a little zinger. It's kind of like
Wait you up.
I don't
gives
need
you.
a zinger.
It's true, but it gives you a little upper so that you're not like falling
yeah, I
asleep
agree
early.
with that,
It kind
yeah.
of gives you the night to kind of know that you're not going to be sleepy at the end of the
That's
night.
what an espresso is for.
Yes, but now you mix a little vodka and a little and
Yep. So for this, again, 3 easy ingredients. And what we're gonna do is start with, again, using our jigger. We're going to do equal parts. So we're gonna do, let's see, normally we would do 1. So if we're just doing 2 drinks and I'm cutting it in half, we'll do 2 of each. So we'll start with our Kahlua. I love
Okay.
this little mini bottle that you bought.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I wanted to. I didn't know how large of a bottle to get if you're only making a few drinks.
Yeah, no, this is the perfect size. This is great for this. I mean, you'll have more to make, and now you know how to make it. Okay, so we're
Yes.
gonna start with Kahlua, which is a
He's-
coffee
He's
base.
not taking that home, so.
All of a sudden, it disappears. I'm
It's all
done.
good. The team is more than welcome to have it.
The next thing you can do is you can either use vodka with a simple syrup.
Yes.
But I actually got the vodka with a vanilla base to it. So
Okay.
it will sweeten it up a little bit. And normally when I have customers, I'll say, do you like it sweet or not so sweet? And then I'll adjust.
So a
Right.
vodka with a simple syrup, vanilla simple syrup, or the vodka with the vanilla inside.
Correct, yep.
Very interesting.
And so again, we're gonna do equal parts on this. And all recipes can be modified a little bit, again, also depending on whether you're working a club, big party, little party.
I gotta tell you, Valerie, if you're watching the show, and I know you are, darling, I know you wish you were here right now because this is one of her favorite drinks to
Oh,
order is the
really?
espresso martini.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that when we go out, you know, there are different ways that people make espresso martinis. Sometimes people add a little bit, even a little chocolate to it. Some
Yes,
kind of a
and
little,
that's why I was saying there's different recipes.
Yeah.
So today I'm going with those classics.
Yes,
You know, straightforward.
yes.
All right, so the next thing we have is espresso, and again, we're gonna just do equal parts on that. And I am gonna have you grab me some more ice.
I would be happy to.
So, you know what, you could probably grab that again. I should have brought my scoop, just dump something out. We're all friends here, so.
Yeah, should I-
Yep, just grab some of that. And then I'm gonna set my glasses up. So what I brought, and you'll notice, the glassware is always specific to the drink typically. Oh, perfect, okay. So we're gonna throw that ice in there. And I brought martini glasses for these.
Beautiful.
But I also brought what's called a coupe glass.
What's it called?
Coupe.
Coupe.
Coupe. And it's another thing you could put your espresso martini in.
I like it. Looks fancy.
This is a little antique, and it is kind of fun. It's just fun, you know?
I like
If
it.
you start getting into this as a craft, you'll see there's a lot
It
of...
also looks like it's deeper, so it looks like it holds more. Or is that just my imagination?
These are probably pretty comparable.
Is that right?
Yeah. We're not going to fill these babies up.
No, of
All
course
right.
not.
So when you take your shaker, now this is going to make some noise, but the thing is if you ever see anybody kind of going like this, you're going to get a bad drink.
Oh, really?
Okay. The key with your ice, this is two things. That ice should be hitting hard to the end and hard to the end. And also your hands should get nice and you'll feel it. Like it'll be so cold you almost can't handle it. But when you do this, you never want to shake it your customer or your guest. So you usually take it to the side. And you want to shake it really hard because we want to get a nice froth on this thing. All right? So,
Can you say that one more time? Because nobody probably heard you.
oh. Oh,
Right?
he's saying that it was good. But you want to shake it really hard so you can get a froth. You
What am I
feel
do-
that?
Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah,
it's nice.
so that's what you want. If you see a bartender that's back there kind of, it makes me really mad because I've gotten drinks like that before. Ooh, looks pretty. Okay. Now we're gonna take that Hawthorne strainer again. And the other thing about your espresso martini is you could do what's called double strain.
Double strain.
Yeah, and a lot of times on this particular drink, I didn't bring it, but it's a really fine strainer and it just catches a little bit more ice.
Okay.
All right, so is that not gorgeous?
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous. It's kind of like a Guinness. After a few minutes, or maybe not even that
It
long,
settles.
you're going to see it settle, and then we'll get a beautiful froth on the top.
You're going to like this, Eric.
Okay, so that's another thing. If you get a martini that doesn't have a nice froth to it, you know they haven't done their job.
Interesting. Shake, 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 senora.
Ooh,
I thought you were gonna go the other song.
love it.
Get moving.
So the garnish on this particular drink is our espresso beans, which really don't add anything to the flavor, although
It's-
they do smell beautiful.
It does smell
Again, all
delicious.
of these ingredients at a party is a really nice thing to have.
I always notice that they put the espresso beans on top of the drink. I was never sure exactly what that's all about.
It's just presentation.
presentation, okay.
Purely presentation. I think there's the, I don't know, I forget what I'm trying to say as far as, but the beans represent health, wealth, and happiness. I think that's it. I could be a little bit off, but yeah, they just are for beauty. All right,
Health,
we are
wealth, and
good to
happiness.
go.
Beautiful. All right.
All right, everybody?
So the beans don't do anything to the...
No. No, you
So it's
don't-
not like the coffee bean in a sambuca, where some folks put it in a
So
sambuca?
that's a really good point. Coffee beans originated with the sambuca and then kind of migrated over to these. It's just
Interesting.
pretty. All right,
All right.
so cheers again.
Health, wealth, and happiness.
I like
Health,
that.
wealth, and happiness.
Nice.
Amen.
The 3 beans.
And to
Nice,
a
nice.
beautiful 2023 to y'all.
Yes,
Amen.
yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is really yummy. Oh, Eric.
Nice?
Yeah. It's sweet. It's punchy.
Sweet,
flavorful.
punchy, like that.
This could
That
sneak
sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say
I
that.
just said that. Good.
I'll say something. I absolutely love these, and I go out. I don't have them very often because I cannot sleep afterwards. But you could make these with a decaf, and you wouldn't really notice the
So
difference.
it's funny you mentioned that too, because my wife and I, what I always have to make sure I ask for, I'll have 1, maybe 2 regular, and my wife's like, all right, make sure it's decaf. Because I've been out before, we've had 3, 4, 5 espresso martinis in a night, over a few hours. I get home, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I can't fall asleep.
It's awful.
You have to make sure to ask for decaf.
Yes.
And if
or,
they-
or if you're going out in the afternoon, that would
Lunch.
be a nice time to
That's what I
have
was
one of
thinking.
these. You know.
Absolutely.
Lunch.
An afternoon lunch, a little espresso martini, and this is a small one. This is just like a, I'm sorry, Eric.
No, I was just gonna say, because it's kind of coffee themed, could you throw mint in there?
Yeah, I think coffee and mint would be okay. You know, That's another good question. I like to experiment around, and I think I think there was a question you were
Yes.
asking. Do I make my own drinks?
One of the questions I was going to ask you, do you make your own drinks at parties? I want to ask you, do you ever come up with creativity, ideas for, because you have lots of parties you do where they're holiday themed, it could be a birthday themed, it could be something crazy themed, but do you make your own drinks up?
Yeah, and what I typically will do is take maybe a traditional drink, and I kind of have gotten to the point where I know what flavor profiles are going to go with a particular liquor.
Yeah.
What juice, whatever. And when I'm at a party, I experiment a little bit, and I might find a nice little twist on a drink so that I can present it at another one, or I will, find that recipe and put it on our signature drink page. By the way, we have a lot of signature drinks on my website. Can I say my website?
Absolutely, please tell everybody
At
your website.
Mixologymixers.com.
Mixologymixers.com.
Yeah, I like the way he says that. Ooh, I like that.
Nice.
Nice.
Gotta make sure you
Let
share
them
with
see
your
it.
fans, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. See the
Cheers
froth?
to your
She's the
fans
most
really
on
important.
TikTok.
Let them see it. Oh,
Absolutely.
that one
And to
too.
this camera as well,
Yeah.
please.
Bring it right there.
Yeah. See how that froth is holding up? Isn't that beautiful?
This is actually pretty good espresso.
Yeah.
You're right? Pretty
Well,
surprising.
we got the espresso from Dunkin' Donuts. Can I give them a plug?
Dunkin' Donuts. We actually went and got espresso
was
from
my
Dunkin'
idea.
Donuts in advance before the show.
And I
It
was
was qu-
apprehensive.
Right, we're apprehensive, but they make fantastic espresso for the espresso martini. Really tasty. And
I'd
this,
be interested in trying it with the Cuban coffee.
you know, and then one more thing you mentioned, by the way, mint, and I was thinking to myself, holiday chocolate mint, maybe a little touch of rumple mints in there,
Yeah. Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
That could definitely be a little.
And that's how you come up with a drink.
That's a pretty great idea, by the way, Eric.
Yeah.
I happen to like the mint idea. It's actually pretty cool.
I do too. I bet with chocolate.
A little chocolate, Godiva.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
Yeah.
little rumple mints maybe in there. That's a little drop.
Yeah.
This
And
thing
but
is
something
the-
that sweet, probably maybe one and done.
Finish that. So I can give you my glass.
But it's fun to do something
More of a
different.
dessert ending to an evening.
Yeah. Yep. And this one I
Sorry.
can do down.
Eric, oh, gee. Oh,
That's okay.
party
You almost
foul.
got me. You almost got me. That's okay.
All right.
Oh, good
Good.
job, Eric. Good job in finishing that.
That was really
That
good.
really hit the spot.
Who would like the rest of mine? It's so good.
Eric, you're not going to drink anymore?
No.
Did you? Your first martini though.
Yes, my first sip of martini.
Would
yes.
you have another martini? I'm curious, Eric. You're a coffee guy.
Sure.
This? Yes.
There you go.
Yes, I would have anything that was coffee themed. White Russian is my go-to. I like White Russians
Yeah, that's nice, right?
because that's another one that just sneaks up on you.
That's okay,
It's
Gina.
White
I didn't
Russian.
want any more, by the way. I'm good. No, I'm teasing you.
Now, White Russian is another drink from the '80s, and I used to love that, but the calorie count, woo, woo, big time.
So I had a couple questions written down for Carolyn over here. So when people come up to you at a party, do you have like a bar theme set up with drinks already? Or do they walk up to you and say, Carolyn, I'd like to get so-and-so? And that might be hard because based on what you have provided for you
Yeah.
for drinks, how does that work?
Yeah. So we generally will have like 2 signature cocktails that the guest is wanted to provide.
Yes.
And then we have the basic 5 spirits: vodka, rum, gin, whiskey, and tequila. And then we have lots of different mixers. So believe it or not, I can make a lot of different things. And I bring a lot of my own infused simple syrups, things like that, so that I can do a little twist. I like to make recommendations for people. I like to ask, what is their flavor profile? What do they normally drink? And then maybe do a little twist on it. Because I think that's fun and exciting. And, we all have a tendency to drink what we drink. But if
Yes.
you can find something when you're out that's not what you would drink, then you might incorporate it.
Absolutely agree
But
with you.
there's always going to be one person that comes up that orders something that you can't make.
Not with Google.
And that's
No.
true.
Well, I
depending-
mean, based on ingredients.
Right. based
Oh,
on-
so
yes,
like,
yes.
and so when you have like a brick and mortar bar,
Exactly, yeah.
you have the fountain. So you have the triple sec, you have the lime juice,
Mm-hmm.
you have the gun that you can
Yeah.
choose
That's
which.
a great question. So I've seen you on some of your events you've done where you're actually in a bar situation, right? where they've got you behind there and you've got access to everything.
Right.
As opposed to when you bring the whole bar to the party and you have so many type of, I'll call it like gun type items with sodas
Right.
and mixes and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But you're pretty creative with how you make things happen. Because when
Yeah.
people walk up to her, they're coming up excited to order a drink. And, let me ask you a question, speaking of that. Tequila's been one of those things that's become a very mainstream today, a very hot item. Tequila. It's a
Yeah.
healthy alcohol to drink. It's, sugars and people who are going with the, what's it called, the diet, it's like no sugar or lack of whatever. So tequila's become a very popular thing. Do you find that tequila drinks have become more popular for you, or how they're ordering them, or straight tequila? How
Tequila
they do?
is definitely one of the most popular drinks at parties, and margaritas are very popular. And what's also very popular is the skinny margarita, because people don't want sugar in there.
Right.
But
What's her name? What's her name from this?
yeah, I know.
My wife watches her. That skinny
Yeah,
skinny
yeah,
girl
yeah,
margarita.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can see her, but
Yeah.
it's evading me.
Yes.
I'll get it.
Sorry.
But yeah, back to your point too. We only have certain ingredients, but there are many ingredients that will reflect a similar product that we might not have.
Good to know.
So we are bartenders. So I like to hire bartenders that have been in the field for 5 to 10 years. It's a huge different experience than somebody who's brand new. And so they'll come up and they'll ask for something, and you don't want to disappoint and say no.
Right.
You could say, well, I can make a variation.
Right.
And as long as we know. And now another thing you'll see a bartender do, I'm going to point this out because I think sometimes people might think it's odd. So when a bartender's making something for the first time and trying some different ingredients, they're going to go in with that straw and they're going to taste it, just to make sure that it tastes proper. So I don't, obviously I wouldn't use that.
I've never seen a bartender take a sample.
Oh,
of a drink.
absolutely. As a matter of fact, and I learned that from you watching your TikTok videos, that every good bartender out there
Yes.
in the back, because behind you can't see what they're doing. They grab the straw and they'll try it to make sure it's on point and tastes okay before they serve it. I've definitely seen that happen.
Never
Yeah.
seen that
It's
before.
like cooking.
It's like cooking.
Exactly. Why
Absolutely.
would you put something out that's like really important and cost you a lot in ingredients, and you just make it? You don't test it along the way.
If
Same thing.
if you order a drink that needs like some concoctions
Okay,
to
but
it,
if I see him going for a second time, then I'm getting.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Wait a minute here.
Hold on. Yeah.
That was good. Okay, let's see if I can duplicate that and do it a second time. You
oh
know,
my god, that's funny.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm not a bartender. Oh, that's why I didn't become a bartender in the '80s.
But if you
Oh my
see a
gosh.
bartender do that, don't be offended. They're just quality checking.
Right.
So that's what the straw is for. I thought
That's
it was
what
for stirring the drink.
Well, it is, but
Oh,
Yeah. No, but I have seen that. When I watched you do that in your TikTok, I thought to myself, now I understand it. I really didn't know why they were doing it. I figured they were trying it, but I always thought it was weird at first. But now I understand, because they need to make sure what they're making is
Yeah.
on point.
Yeah.
Because if it's not good, they pour it out and they make a new one or make
Yeah.
something different.
and when we have signature drinks that we're providing, I tell all of my people, because they may not have made it before, but all of my bartenders, you must taste your product.
Right.
You cannot just hand out a product without tasting it, because you don't know whether it's too sugary, to this, to that.
Talking about that, by the way, let me ask you a question. And to you, America, you in Connecticut, people looking for jobs. I'm going to put that on the spot right now. Are you looking to hire bartenders or people to work for you in your company at Mixology Mixers?
Yeah, I mean, we had a phenomenal year last year, and part of what held us back a little bit is that I didn't have enough staff.
If you're looking for a new job, a job with a lot of fun and excitement, and you know how to make a drink or want to become part of an amazing team of people, definitely get in touch with Carolyn. I know that Jonathan has her phone number on the screen, but besides that, let's give it out to the people who are listening, and to your people on TikTok over there who are listening. We love having you here with us here today. What is your phone number to reach out to you to get a job with you or to apply?
860-869-4877.
860-869-4877. 4877.
isn't that covered?
Carolyn Phillips, Mixology Mixers. Make sure to reach out to her if you're looking for an amazing job, make some great money, have a lot of fun, and meet a lot of new people.
Yeah.
Are we
So
making
now-
any more drinks tonight?
I have one more drink.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So, is a personality important? for the bartender?
Eric, by the way,
Absolutely.
you're
You're
back,
back.
to TikTok.
I know, sorry guys.
As you ignore
Yeah.
TikTok.
Sorry.
4,000 people
Sorry,
watching
TikTok.
over here. My gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing. You know, I look for a lot of different qualities in a bartender, and for me, it's really important that people are friendly and nice and engaging. There's nothing worth. I really hate going into a bar and having a bartender that just hands me a drink, walks away, and that's it. You know, give me a smile. How's your day? Whatever. You know, read people's boundaries too. Some people don't want to talk to you, but I think, you know, that's part of the job is customer service.
So your staff, do they work at brick and mortar bars when they're not at events with you?
Great question, Eric.
Most of them do. Most of them do. Not all of them do. All of my people are per diem.
Okay.
So we have parties coming up. Last year we did probably between 2 to 5 parties every single week.
Wow.
And so I know the bartender style or what they're good at and the type of customer and the type of job, and I'll send the right bartender to the right gig. Yeah, that aspect of matching that right bartender skill set up to whatever party they're doing is important.
Have you ever had bartenders now over time be requested by certain bartenders you had out there? Oh my God, we met so and so, or it was you. We need to have you out there because we
Yeah.
love having you.
Well, again, we're a new business, but we have done a lot of repeat customers now, which of course makes me feel really good.
Amen.
And you know what? I always say to them, look, you don't have to worry if it's me or who it is, because when I send somebody, I will not get and take gigs if I don't have the staff to do it,
And
because
they're a reflection of who you are, so they've got to emulate what you do and present themselves in a way that is professional and in a fun environment, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Mixology Mixers is Mixology Mixers, whether it's you or somebody else who's representing you at the time that
right.
you're there.
It's branding, it's a model, it's a repeat experience for customers that they can come to expect.
What's the next drink?
So
Gene's
what's the-
Oh, what's
thirsty.
the next drink?
Gene's
Okay.
thirsty.
And why you do
I know
that?
that.
G's got the shakes
What's the
over here.
craziest story that you had from bartending?
While you're in, tell us
While
about a
you're doing
story
that,
while you're
yes.
making another drink.
You know,
Do I need more ice, by the way?
oh, all right, let me set this up first. All right, first I need glasses out of there.
Good.
Okay.
What I'm gonna make next is, I made this at a party the other night, and I call it the Lit Reindeer, just for fun.
Lit.
Fun.
L-I-T.
L-I-T.
The lit reindeer.
Reindeer.
That means you're going to be lit on the process.
Happy
of-
holidays.
Happy holidays.
We made this the other night, and man, everybody just kept drinking and drinking it. Okay, so this is cranberry sauce, and I'll go
Ooh.
back to your question in just a minute. So we're just gonna do a little cranberry in each.
Eric, by the way, because you can see the TikTok followers over there, are there any questions of people talking? Please, everybody on TikTok over there who's
Thank you.
watching from Mixology Mixers over here,
No
if you're
questions,
saying
yeah.
hello, have any questions for her, please do not hesitate to ask her. You've got her live right now. We are on the PowerCast live, Team Powerhouse, as you all know, watching the show.
So funny, yeah.
It's every Tuesday night. YouTube, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. TikTok, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Facebook, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. You can go to David Lamel, go to my Facebook page, go to our Instagram page, Team Powerhouse Real Estate, and watch us live every week. Thank you so much again for being here.
Oh.
So we're doing,
Oh,
what is
definitely.
this, what is this new mixture we're making? over
All
here?
right, so we're starting with the cranberry sauce, again, very holiday appropriate. And in this, I made today a fresh squeezed lime and rosemary simple syrup.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
All right, so simple syrup is very easy. It's water, typically equal parts water and sugar. And you can infuse anything you want in there. So lime, rosemary, mint, whatever you want. So this is rosemary, and rosemary goes really good with gin, so that's why I selected that.
Looks like a Christmas tree.
I was
Now-
just gonna
Yeah.
say,
Go ahead and have a smell.
I got a bunch of rosemary at home. No.
Not a lot of smell, right?
No.
Okay, so here's how you get an express out of a lot of your herbs.
Oh, Jesus.
Now smell.
Wow. You know, my wife hits me a lot. Maybe it's because she wants me to smell better. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
She smacks me around. She says I smell
Right.
better.
So
I
I
just
did
said
it
that's
a
crazy.
second time. You can tell even a little bit more.
Yeah,
Okay.
wow.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
wild.
pretty amazing. So in a lot of your herbs, that's what you're gonna do. If you ever see, again, now you're at a bar and you see a bartender going, and you're going, what the heck is going on? That's what's happening.
I've
So,
actually never seen, well, I never paid attention now, I'm gonna pay attention more.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You know, it all depends on what their skill set is and
Skill
what they've
set,
learned.
everything.
That's
Okay,
too funny.
so you could put this into a drink, or maybe more like mint, and muddle it. If you muddle too hard, it starts to become bitter.
Okay.
Same thing with most all of your herbs. If you hit it, if you kind of go like this and scrunch it up, it's going to make it bitter. When you're cooking it, if you cook it too
I
long,
can smell it now too, it's
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
but when you're cooking it and you cook too long, it's gonna change the taste.
So we have cranberry, and we have your simple syrup that you made from lime juice and
Rosemary.
rosemary
Yep.
With some water.
Yes,
Yes,
and water.
and water.
Yep.
Equal
Okay.
parts.
So if you
Equal parts.
want, you could
That's the
grab
next
me
question.
some more ice.
I would be happy to. Should I use your metal container over there for the ice?
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's a shaker.
Shaker,
There you
sorry,
go.
thank you.
Okay.
Craziest story yet?
You know, it's funny. I literally about a half hour ago, I had my craziest story, and now I'm like, what was
Craziest
that?
story Carolyn Phillips ever had at a bartending event or experience you've been working with, you're thinking about it, it's coming to your,
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Boom, boom, boom. So this is another preparation technique. We're gonna prepare it in the glass. Can you? I'll get one more. And this is called basically your layering. So we're gonna layer and shake these. Thank you.
of course.
So I'm kind of building everything right in here. And with this, we're gonna use a gin.
You can do gin,
Yeah. Normally I'd fill that up, but that's okay. We don't need to.
all right. And what kind
Again-
of gin are we using over here?
Top shelf.
Top shelf, Hendrix.
Yes.
You know, my buddy Chris, by the
Delicious.
way, who's on our show, great bourbon guy, is a big Hendrix drinker of gin. And he actually introduced me to the Hendrix.
So we're gonna do a common pour, which is an ounce. So we will throw that in there.
Wait, that's 1 ounce or
Yeah.
1?
Yes. This is 1.7, but I'm not filling it up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm filling it up. And also typically on your jiggers, and your ponies, if you look inside there, you'll see
Oh,
lines
yeah,
that can
yeah.
help you out.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the outside, it tells you how many milliliters, and then you can convert it to
Gotcha.
ounces.
I've got front row.
Yep. Okay, and then the other thing we're gonna throw in there is some cranberry juice.
What is it?
Cranberry
Cranberry
juice?
Cranberry
Just
juice.
regular cranberry juice.
So we have cranberries, cranberry juice. We've got simple syrup with, I messed the whole thing.
So
up.
lime.
Juice
Lime, water, and sugar.
and sugar.
Is this where you cut
The
David
sugar is what makes it a syrup, correct?
But
off? Is this where you cut David off?
he's turning red over here.
I'm trying
from
to
all
just get the
this.
words out of my mouth. Am I turning red? I'm feeling
So
great.
I'm
Look at that.
looking for my Boston shaker, my large one. Where did it go? There it is.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Should I give it a something?
Yeah, it probably needs a rinse.
Maybe give it to Jonathan. Maybe Jonathan can run to the bathroom and rinse it out for us, please.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Again, mobile bartenders are very good at coming up with solutions. Get some ice in there.
We have some water right here.
Oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
Okay, go ahead, throw some water in there. So that's another thing, as a mobile bartender, just as ingredients, we always have to come up with ideas on how to fix solutions
On the go.
on the go.
Absolutely.
So, which actually.
So is there a wash station there?
Yeah, generally what'll happen is I bring a pitcher of water, so and a dump bucket, so I can dump and then rinse.
Want to pour it in here?
Yeah. So I will say there's a slight bit of coffee in there, but.
That's fine.
Oh, well,
We won't notice.
okay. So
Second rinse. if you
I can probably do 2 of these at once.
Nice.
And now, the thing about this is anytime you have juice or cream, you can shake. If you have club soda or anything with a carbonation, never ever shake. And then a lot of your stuff you're going to stir like your old fashions and things like that. So it's a couple different techniques. Again, same thing. Okay, so this one we don't need to strain. because we're gonna just dump it right back in.
It looks really pretty.
It is very, so part of the reason this is delicious, because it's got the gin in it, it's got a nice holiday theme to it, the colors are wonderful. I brought some cranberries, you plop those on top.
My wife Valerie loves about themed events, which are just parties. She'll bring cranberries and all these different kinds of things to add to the wow.
That's crazy right there, I swear.
I'm having flashbacks every time I hear a slap.
All right, there's two,
Oh, wow.
and then
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna shake the other ones. But again, why did I slap that? Is because I like slapping.
Because you
things.
can.
No,
I see.
no, but it brings out that flavor. So when you're drinking it,
So
it's nice
pretty.
and aromatic.
Absolutely.
That's a view right there.
You know, in a couple of days, I'm very excited to share with you that I'm actually flying out tomorrow to see my son and to see my father and my mother and go to pick up our son from school. And we're going to be taking a trip on a cruise as a family, which I'm very excited about. And drinking will be one of the topics we'll be taking care of the whole week. So with that being said, our team will be taking care of all of our our clientele very heavily. Anyway, drinking.
So what is this, what's the name of this again?
I call it a lit reindeer.
Lit reindeer.
Yep.
Because the reindeer's
Oh,
getting
yes.
lit.
It's got a little
We're
wood
gonna get
off.
lit.
Now, so I added in, now so this was typically, I found this and it was with vodka, and I thought that was a little flat tasting. The gin really brought out some of the flavors, and then I also added the rosemary to it. So that's where I took that, basic ingredient profile and just amped it up a little bit. All right, here we
Beautiful.
go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Son of a job.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
and Happy New Year.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, wow.
I want to add a little.
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
See that?
it's good. And what I
Oh
want
my
to do
God.
is add just this, because to me, now, see, I
little bubbly is actually
I
yummy.
didn't
As you're
taste
drinking
it.
that.
This is going to cut
That
it
is
just
crazy.
a little bit, so it's refreshing and delicious.
Oh, Eric, try a little zinger. This is delicious.
You like?
Oh my
Yeah, so it was
gosh.
very popular the
Thank
other
you.
day.
Thank you.
You really get a nice cranberry and you smell that rosemary. Do you like that with that on there?
Yeah, rosemary.
Wow. I'm going to be honest with you. This is fantastic.
Yay!
It's like so
And with
good.
the
You
club
don't,
soda.
Yay,
you don't
yay!
taste alcohol
I
at all.
prefer it
Yes.
without the club soda.
I agree with you. I think without the club soda, only because there's a little more tartness to it. But both very, very good.
Yes.
I see more club soda in there. I could see that happening, or even less.
Depends on how you like it. The one thing
Yes.
I would have done a little differently is obviously I would have filled the glass up with ice, because I don't like it when you get like that dead ice in there.
yes, more ice
But,
in it.
we're kind of makeshifting here,
Right,
so.
I definitely agree with you. A lot more ice in it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
chilled.
yes,
Yeah.
yep.
This is really yummy. All right, everybody, we've had an amazing evening today with an amazing woman, Carolyn Phillips, Mixology Mixers. This has been a show that we're so excited to have. Perfect timing for the holidays.
For the kickoff New Year's.
Kick off New Year's. If you're looking to hire somebody for your events, whether it be sooner or later, you're not going to be
I think I'm gonna put
disappointed.
the glass down.
You guys over there on TikTok with Mixology Mixers, you know Carolyn. Make sure to call her. Make sure you have her number. Again, let's get your number out there, everybody, please, again.
Absolutely.
860.
Oh, yeah, 860,
860
869,
869
why don't we all say it? 4877.
4877.
Call Carolyn Phillips. Get her out to your parties. You will not be disappointed. You'll have an amazing time, amazing drinks, and it's an unbelievable evening or day for your friends and family. Now, we have an amazing ending to our show, which is not as amazing as you did, but we give out a free tumbler every week to our lucky guests who sign up on our social media platforms. So, Jonathan, let's get that spinning wheel on there.
Did you give one to Carolyn?
And
Yeah,
yes,
pink
of course you
one.
got one.
My
You got a
favorite
pink-
color.
yes.
Nice.
My favorite color.
And let's
Nice.
give out a free tumbler to somebody this week.
Designs by Nancy Canada. Designs by Nancy Canada is our big winner this week.
Nancy, congratulations. We are excited to have you on the show watching. Please reach out to us. We'll get you a tumbler. And we want to thank you all very much for watching this amazing show. Carolyn, cheers to you again.
Cheers. I had a
Thank
blast.
you so
This
much.
was fun. Thanks
You
for
were-
asking me.
You were awesome.
Good.
We
Yes, it
appreciate
was.
you,
Thank
and
you.
I really appreciate the level of professionalism and flavors you brought to the table here.
Excellent. Good.
Definitely.
Glad you enjoy it.
We want to wish you
Very
all
nice.
a very Merry Christmas.
It's me.
a very happy new year. And next week, by the way, a very special show
Another one that'll sneak
that
up
is
on
going to be blowing you away. A very special guest from the North Pole. You're not going to miss it.
Yeah, I
Guys,
won't be there.
Eric won't be in the
I
show,
won't be at the show.
but he
so.
brought a very special guest with him. And it's all I can say. You do not want to miss the show.
Gene's taking my place next week.
Gene will be on the show next week, absolutely. So, guys, watch, stay tuned, like, follow, and share our shows as always. YouTube, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Follow us on social media. And if you ever need real estate help, our team would love to take care of you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a nice night, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Thank you to Carolyn's followers.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Thank you, Mixology Mixers.
Thank you.